Say what you will about those types of movies, but like there are fans of the first two Thor films.
absolutely.
Maybe more a fan of the first Thor film with that seriousness. We're
Well,
not getting that Thor anymore.
Yeah, no.
That's the thing. And a lot of people don't like that. But I feel like you're going to have that regardless. It's like with Snyder fans, and they're like, I want to see a dark version. It was like, I like Zack Snyder films, but I also like variety.
Yeah.
I don't want every DC film to be like that. That's why, like, Black Adam trailer. Hey, that looks different. Somewhat different.
Huzzah! Welcome. Welcome to the Real Talk podcast.
The real talk.
Neves,
Yes.
would you like to talk about movies?
Oh, my good sir, I do.
Another! Welcome back to the Real Talk podcast, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about Thor.
We're talking about, yeah.
Thor and Marvel Comics and ooh.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, like Chris Hemsworth is like the best Chris in the Marvel films. Hot take.
What other Chris's?
Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Farley,
In a world where
Chris
Farley.
Chris Kattan.
In a world where Chris Evans exists. Nah. Chris Evans.
Chris Hemsworth's the dude that you see at the beach, you know, and then Chris Evans is the dude that you see at a fancy restaurant, you know, and then Chris Pratt is the one that you see at church. I don't know where I'm going with this bit.
Okay,
You know, you ever make a joke and then it's just like you're building.
Didn't I do that in the last episode where I
Yes.
think I told Chris he looked like my dad or something?
Yeah, and
I
that
was like,
felt
I don't know what
super
I'm doing.
flat.
I started to say it. I was like, I don't know where this is going.
That was the joke equivalent of like diving and then your belly just hits the water like.
It's like that old vine of like the Russian guy that like jumps into a pool but it's frozen.
Oh yeah.
So this is your first time watching our channel. Welcome to the Real Talk podcast. We like to talk about movies.
We do.
If you enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, smash that subscribe button.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel. We also have an Instagram where we put up some of our funnier clips.
We do.
And without further ado, 2011's Thor.
Talking about that. Oh my gosh.
We're not going to talk about the fun stuff yet. Let's get the bad stuff.
I know. Can we at least agree that Thor didn't start getting good until Taika Waititi directed Thor Ragnarok?
I think that's a general consensus.
Okay, good.
However,
The first Thor isn't terrible.
oh no, it's terrible.
It's not terrible.
Okay, yeah. You hated Multiverse of Madness.
That's the worst one. That is the worst one. The more I think about it, the more I'm seething. When I think of Thor, I'm like, it's boring, but like there's parts that I kind of like. I like the relationship that it's a fish out of water story. I like Thor in it because of that. You introduce the character like that. I like his chemistry with Natalie Portman. I thought it was okay. I liked Odin.
Yeah, Odin is the best part of these movies.
Greed! You're a greedy boy! I taketh that Heimer! I take the Heimer! Why am I saying it like that? Heimer? Hammer.
Okay, wait, Christian, just use your words.
So, Christian is just
okay.
slow and steady. You know.
This is off to a good start.
I love Odin. I like Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah,
Okay, I said his name right.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I like him as Loki.
yeah.
He's nice. Performances are solid, but I do agree that the story is boring.
Yeah, let's get the good things out. The good things out of the way first, just to be fair. Credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth was fantastic casting.
Yeah,
This
solid.
is a movie that introduced Thor, and they did a fantastic choice with the casting. The
They
casting director, who was the casting director?
Oh, you're going for casting director now.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of like that. I feel like podcasts, especially film oriented, don't ever talk about roles like that and name drop. We always go with DP, we go with director, writer, and stuff, and the actors, maybe supporting actors occasionally.
God damn it!
But
I
never
can't find...
casting director. Can you at least name that? Okay, I'll just talk while you look for this person. It's nice to acknowledge other crew members on film sets.
Absolutely, they're like the unsung heroes.
They truly are, because film, you can't make a film on your own. You need teamwork. And that's what Thor taught us, is that teamwork makes a difference.
I can't find
How the
the
fuck?
casting director on Wikipedia.
Go on IMDb.
Oh god, that's too much work.
How is that too much work? That's
Okay, you know what?
literally
They deserve it. They deserve it.
Yes, as you're
I
talking.
put an IMDb.
So, little history on Thor. Remember seeing that movie, came out 2011, Kenneth Branagh directed
Yeah, I was
it.
gonna say fucking Hamlet directed it.
My boy Hamlet, the Murder on the Orient Express mustache dude.
Yeah.
That's the guy. I wasn't a huge fan of the Dutch angles in the movie. I felt like they were a little overdone.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
do you know how many Dutch angles were in that
Too
movie?
many.
It's
Too
yeah,
fucking many.
Too many. And the story was boring. The climax was very like, okay. So we got like Robot Man with breathing fire from his helmet, or what the fuck was that? I don't even know. It was so forgettable in regards to that.
Sarah Finn and Randy Hiller. You guys
Shout out to
outdid
them.
yourself. I think the entire MCU first 3 phases casting was so on point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying anything about Phase 4 just because it's not that I hate the casting of Phase 4. It's just I haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah.
I will say that Angelina Jolie and what's her name, Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
kind of weird casting choices.
They're
So-
just grabbing all the actors now.
So
They're
I
like,
did- yeah,
let's
but
take this
I don't
one.
have an opinion on the casting of the Phase 4, but Phases 1 through 3, the casting was on point. Every casting director deserves a good pat on the back.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
And they weren't top billed actors either.
Oh yeah, Thor. Chris Hemsworth was like a nobody, right?
Yeah, like he was on some, I think, Australian movies and shows
Yeah.
and stuff like that, but nothing as big. He was in Cabin in the Woods
Yeah.
before that.
So the casting was really good.
Yeah.
Another good thing, I think it had a lot better emotional beats.
Yeah.
Like more of like the sadder moments, they did really well
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like I remember because I was watching a clip where Loki, that scene where Loki tells Thor that like Odin's dead and you can't come back home because Thor's like, "Can I come home?" And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Loki's just like, "I can't do it."
Yeah.
And I remember reading a comment that was like back when the Thor movies actually had emotion. And obviously, I felt like this guy just hates Taika Waititi's film. But at the same time, I was kind of like taking it like, you know what? Yeah. There was,
Another thing too, which is that say what you will about those types of movies, but like there are fans of the first two Thor films.
absolutely.
Maybe more a fan of the first Thor film with that seriousness. We're
Well,
not getting that Thor anymore.
yeah, no.
That's the thing. And a lot of people don't like that. But I feel like you're going to have that regardless. It's like with Snyder fans, and they're like, I want to see a dark version of it. It's like, I like Zack Snyder films, but I also like variety.
Yeah.
I don't want every DC film to be like that. That's why I like Black Adam trailer. Hey, that looks different. Somewhat different.
I only saw the trailer once.
Or Shazam. I'm glad that
Yeah, Shazam was
Shazam.
really good.
I'm glad Shazam is not a gritty version because that's not the point of that character.
Exactly.
Need variety. Same with Thor. You know, so I feel like they're taking more chances with the character. And
Now, my biggest problem with the movie,
oh yeah, go for it.
that fucking eyebrow. They dyed his eyebrows and his beard to make him blonde.
Oh, Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked weird.
Yeah, that's
It looked
noticeable.
freaking weird.
Yeah,
Um,
they bleached it.
but yeah, and Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
He's great.
He's freaking amazing. He's always yelling.
Oh yeah.
Your birthright
Yeah, birthright.
was to die.
You are banished from Asgard.
Yeah.
I cast you out. And then he just like Thor is like no. Idris Elba's good in these films too. I feel like he should have done more in
Yes, yeah.
the overall scope.
Because
of
the thing
things.
is, like, Thor 1 and 2, I didn't like him. Okay, Thor 1, I didn't like him. Thor 2, I kind of liked him. And then Thor 3, I was like, yes. And then with Infinity War, I was like, yes.
yeah,
Because, I mean, Infinity War, when you look at it back with the bigger picture, apparently these two are best friends.
yeah.
But it's like, I didn't get that from the first Thor. Because he's very static.
They come off as acquaintances. They don't
Yeah.
come off as friends.
And then Thor 2, they have a little bit more of a chumminess. And then Age of Ultron, there's that scene where he's in it and he's like we're all
briefly.
dead.
Yeah.
Can you not see? And then Thor 3, he was great.
Yeah.
He was great in that. His character, they let his character actually have emotions.
Yeah.
And then Infinity War, he dies, but he died in a badass way.
Fuck yeah, he did.
And I liked that. And I think I think that's pretty much everything I liked about the movie.
That's the thing about Thor is that the first one, there's not a whole lot to say. It was the startup of the Phase 1.
Oh yeah, and they
franchise.
also introduced fucking Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
Kinda.
That's how memorable his introduction was he was in it for like 2 scenes. He was like, "Do you want me to shoot my arrow?" And Coulson was like, "No. We
Yeah.
need this awesome moment for Thor where it's like the Alexander moment
Yeah.
where he's like, "Rrr," and he doesn't lift the hammer."
Yeah, I don't know, but Natalie Portman as what's her name? Jane. I don't
Jane.
know. I could never.
Jane!
I could never not see her as Padme.
Well, yeah.
But-
She's been in other films.
I know.
Josh.
Then
She was
I
in-
watched
She
Black
was in
Swan.
Heat. Okay.
Wait, Heat.
Yeah. De
Melissa
Niro. And
Wait, she was in that?
yeah, she was the daughter of Pacino's character.
That was Natalie Portman?
Yeah, man.
You're
She's been acting
I
since
know,
the
but
90s.
I know.
Yeah.
I think wasn't
Yeah.
her first movie
Leon the Professional was
Leon
her
the Professional,
biggest
yeah.
role.
But she
and
was
then
in
a year
Heat?
later, she did Heat. Yeah. Oh
Shit,
yeah,
I didn't even
she did a
notice
really
that.
good job in it. She's one of those few child stars that just became
A good actress.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah.
We like you, Natalie Portman.
Oh, she's great. Even in the prequels, you're breaking my heart.
Yeah, let's talk.
Now, Thor
let's get
2
to Thor
is,
2.
in my opinion, much worse than the first one. It made me fall asleep.
I'd say it's
few times.
I'd say it's marginally a little bit better.
For real?
Yeah.
All right,
At least
let
the
me
action
hear.
was cooler. At least Thor didn't have that weird ass eyebrow anymore.
Okay, yeah, those moments, but like,
And
who
at
was
least
the
it
villain?
wasn't forced. Malekith.
Malekith, the evil elf.
Yeah, the Dark Elf.
Yeah, that was so lame.
Oh, I know. But
I was like,
Kat
I
Dennings.
need the red stone. That is the plot of this film because Thanos needs this amount of Infinity Stones.
yeah.
It was such a filler movie,
It definitely was.
which I hate.
And I distinctly remember watching it back in 2013, I think it came out? 2013 or 2014? No, 2013, because I was in grade 8. Because I remember telling all my friends, dude, I saw Thor 2. It was so epic. Because I was on like a buzz after I watched the movie. And then the reality set in, and I was like, that movie was kind of crap.
I mean, most movies. I remember they did a preview of Thor 2 during Agents of Shield because this was a long time ago when I watched Agents of Shield and gave up like 2 episodes later
Oh, yeah?
because I was just like, oh, it's just Coulson.
That was me with Gotham.
Gotham was way worse. But yeah.
Yeah,
I hate it.
watched one episode of Gotham.
I'm not a huge fan of those types of shows anymore. I used to, like Smallville and stuff and Arrow.
Oh, I used to live off of
Now-
Arrow and The Flash. I was a huge fanboy.
Now it's gone. Now that whole fanboy
Yeah, same.
in terms of those types of shows, like even with Agents of Shield, even with the Disney Plus shows, they're too long. I can't touch it anymore. I'm like,
Yeah, I watched a little bit of
it's-
WandaVision. I watched a little bit of
man.
Loki. I think I watched Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight's the first one I watched in it. Oh no, the first one I watched in its entirety was What If, because that was actually
Okay.
pretty experimental and I liked it. And then I watched all of Moon Knight because Carrie told me to. My girlfriend told me to watch all of it, and I was
Damn.
like, okay.
all right.
And then She-Hulk's trailer came out, and I was like,
Oh wow, quality there, huh?
okay,
Yeah.
I guess that's where we're going next.
I like the synopsis where it's just like you're gonna see She-Hulk. It's gonna be like no other MCU film. This one will have jokes. I'm like, my guy.
They all
Is
have
this a
jokes.
shitpost? I thought it was a shitpost at first,
Yeah.
but it was on like comicbook.org.
Yeah,
Here's the new
that's
She-Hulk trailer.
obviously the best source of information.
That's totally not biased at all.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But back to Thor.
Thor-
Thor 2, I liked the action. I liked the
Okay.
action. I think
The dumbest
Loki had a lot more character development, and I liked that.
Yes.
Especially because it picks up right after the Avengers. I liked
Yeah.
that because it literally opens up after Odin's little spiel at the beginning, and that's something I missed. That's the one thing I missed from the original Thor films was Odin's opening narration,
yes.
and I like that the first scene after his narration was Loki still wearing the thing and still in handcuffs right after they got back to Asgard after the
Yeah.
first Avengers. He's walking there, and
Mhm.
I think they really did a lot to expand on his character, especially when how he handled Frigga's death, the mom.
Yeah.
And I like that. And then the
Yeah.
Captain America joke made me chuckle. I remember the whole theater laughing
Yes.
when that happened, but
I
I was just like,
know.
okay, cool.
Yeah. It wasn't like
Let's let it end.
it wasn't laugh out loud. It was like, hey, we have Chris Evans because he's shooting Winter Soldier. Let's just have him on with the suit and everything.
You know what's funny? I remember when Phase 2 was announced, and I remember it was wild. First of all, it was a wild time back then. Like,
Yeah.
it was. I couldn't even believe that we were getting this many superhero films because,
Yeah.
first of all, the fact that the first Avengers got made was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then when they started announcing, now these movies now they're all getting sequels. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And I remember wanting to see The Dark World more than Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
Which now looking back, I'm like,
Oh,
yo, why
man.
the fuck did I watch that?
That's the thing is like I heard the announcement of those Marvel films, and for the most part, I was just like, okay, I can see. Let's see where it takes us. Because the first Avengers, I'm like, that's perfect. You can just end it there.
Yeah.
When even as a 12-year-old, I was saying that because I was like, I like when a film ends and it's just like we don't need to see anymore. I want to see the movie again, but I don't need to see sequels to it.
Yeah.
And then when the sequel showed, I was like, really? like, I don't want to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I watch Guardians. I'm like, this is one of the best MCU films.
Yeah.
Same with Winter Soldier. I was like, I don't know. Do I need to see another Captain? Because I like the first one. It's the 1940s and stuff, but that one was good.
That one was really good. I actually watched that one pretty recently.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Thor 2. Probably last time I saw Thor 2 in its entirety. Probably last time I saw Thor 2 in its entirety was when I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
After that, I saw it a couple times on cable.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I saw it twice in theaters.
Yeah.
The first time when it first came out, and the second time during a Marvel movie marathon.
Oh,
which
yeah,
I
that
think
you
I
did on your
mentioned.
channel.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it on the
On your-
podcast.
yeah, on your personal
where
channel.
I watched like 25 of them within 3
At
days.
the Scotiabank Theater?
Yeah, Scotiabank Theater in downtown Toronto.
Downtown Canada.
Yeah, downtown Canada.
I wanted to make that joke in a Canada Day episode. I
Yeah.
never got a chance to.
It's okay. At least you made it here.
But yeah, actually, I didn't even watch Thor, the first Thor in theaters. I watched the second Thor in theaters, but the first Thor I saw it at my uncle's house.
Yeah.
Because I remember he had it. My uncle was like bootlegging a bunch of movies,
Oh yeah.
and so he's like, "Bro, you guys want to watch Thor?" And I was like, "Sure." And when we watched it, I was like, "Okay." And then after that, we were like, "Oh, it's only 7 o'clock. You guys want to watch Captain America?" Because I hadn't seen Captain America either,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay." And I really liked Captain America.
Captain America was the better.
I
half
remember
of
being
the-
depressed after it because of that line at the end of the movie. Like I had a date.
Yeah.
Like I remember being back in my bunk bed just sad that night, just like he had a date.
It kind of sucks too because Thor, unlike, in my opinion, the best MCU trilogy consistency was Captain America.
Yeah. It started off
and
okay, got really good, and then got really good.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. With Thor, it was the bumpiest out of the trilogies
Yeah.
that we were getting.
And just to get the elephant out of the room, evidently we are not going to be discussing Thor 4 because
No,
it's pretty recent. We haven't seen
Yeah.
it yet. So that could be a future episode. But we're going to
sure.
just stick with the trilogy
the
right
trilogy. It's as of now when we're talking about this.
now. It hasn't come out yet.
Exactly. So it's still the Thor trilogy, not the Thor quadrilogy.
Yeah, but it's pretty interesting that that we're getting a fourth Thor movie, considering we never got a fourth any movie.
I guess
is that Avengers
paycheck
4?
inflation.
Okay.
I don't know because the status of Robert Downey and Chris Evans were bigger. I'm not saying Chris
they can't
Hemsworth
really
wasn't
make an
big
Iron
either,
Man.
but no, yeah, you're
And then
right.
Captain America, they'd need to like introduce a few things before they can bring him back.
Yeah, they're adapting. They're
Yeah.
changing.
For the better, or for the worse, is still debatable. But
In terms of for better, Thor Ragnarok.
absolutely, I was talking about right now. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Thor Ragnarok.
Let's move on to the good Thor movie.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch this one in theaters. And
You didn't?
It's probably one of my biggest movie regrets in my life.
I remember seeing it in theaters. Christian's over there, but we saw it for school.
For media.
Yeah.
I remember always being jealous of you fucking media students. You guys got to go see such good movies.
No. Thor Ragnarok?
Wait, you don't watch Marvel movies?
Not like
Have you at least seen all of them?
most of them.
It's
My
a lo-
brother in
Okay,
Christ.
Josh.
Yo, you know
He has to watch. He has to watch close to 30 movies plus the TV shows. Like
I would say more DC stuff.
DC.
Well, yeah, because there's barely anything.
Well, yeah.
There's the Christopher Nolan trilogy.
Yeah.
And then the mess of Zack Snyder's movies.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Okay, you gotta admit, it's kind of a mess with the DCEU right now.
Oh, right now, yeah.
Yeah.
I will defend Zack Snyder, but he's no longer the DC universe anymore.
Yeah.
He's left long ago. After
yeah.
Zack Snyder cut, it's like he's doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But I do agree in terms of consistency. The Marvel films, they have this to a T.
Yeah, they had
They probably have an AI computer knowing what film to release it on. It's like, okay, April 1st. Morbius, because we know this movie's gonna be shit.
Okay.
We're gonna dump it. You hit it again.
Fuck.
But Thor Ragnarok, no, we're gonna release this at a good time, which is what they did. And Taika Waititi, for the most part, I would say nailed it.
Yeah.
It was creative.
Oh my god, I love Korg and Meek. That's probably the best thing Taika Waititi ever did. Like, was introducing new companions for Thor and making them actual characters. Like,
Yeah.
I remember because I think I watched it on my laptop. I watched it illegally after it came out. Oh no, I'm the first person ever to do this.
You wouldn't download, yeah, whatever.
But what's it called? I remember watching it in my room back in like 2017. And I remember that scene because Korg was just so funny to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like because Taika Waititi's voice, "Hey man,
How's it going?
And that scene where what's his name? What was Idris Elba? Heimdall.
Yes.
Heimdall like falls down. One of the zombies is about to kill him, and then it gets blasted away. Korg walks in. He's just like, "Hey man," I remember just dying of laughter. Just boom. Hey man, we're about to jump on that gigantic spaceship over there. want to come? And I was like, I love this movie.
Oh.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I had to search up, like, who made this movie? Taika Waititi? Taika Waititi, I don't know who you are, but you're amazing. And then I
Yeah.
became a Taika Waititi fan.
Oh, he's great. I love the style. I love everything about that.
The music.
Music's great.
Music's
Oh my gosh.
fantastic.
I would say
And even, like, I feel like not a lot of people talk about this. Sorry, I cut you off. Go on.
no. It's just I think the one thing that it has against itself is because, look, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, they're so good because of their music, because of all that.
Yeah.
And listening to some of the song choices they had for Ragnarok, I was like, there's a lot of comparisons.
Well, the only song isn't the only real song. What's it called? Led Zeppelin.
yeah.
Fuck, I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. Why can't I remember the name?
What is this?
Fuck, I was literally listening to The Rover on the way here.
Something.
Immigrant Song.
Yes.
Immigrant Song.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I was never actually big. That's probably one of my hot take for all my Led Zeppelin fans out there. The Immigrant Song is probably my least favorite Led Zeppelin song. I feel like it's so overused and it's not even
Oh,
that
yeah.
great. So it's like.
Overused.
And speaking of Led Zeppelin, a little sidetrack. Have you ever listened to Cashmere by
No.
Led Zeppelin? I remember when I first got into Led Zeppelin, I was listening to all of their albums.
Mhm.
Kashmir literally sounds like the Avengers theme. I'll play it for you when we're packing up.
Okay.
But you'll literally hear the Avengers song. Please stop fondling your fucking mic.
Oh, sorry.
He's just running like, you like that?
Ah,
Like, bro.
I'm sorry.
It was so distracting.
Okay, you want to know why I was
This
doing
guy-
that?
Imagine if I was just sitting going like this. Just talk to you like, bro, get a room.
Look, there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't have John Hamm.
Oh yeah, John Hamm's not in this episode.
No, we'll
Has
get
he?
him. We'll get him someday. He's somewhere. You threw him like across the room.
Threw him into another time zone.
You did.
Anyways, but no, Thor Ragnarok has such a tight story.
Yep.
One thing I feel like is not mentioned when we were talking about music. Obviously, like the synth music is really good. How would you categorize that music actually?
It's very synthy. It's synth
Synthwave?
wave. Yeah.
Everybody talks about that, but I'm like, and the Immigrant Song, but like some of the other scenes, like the scene where Odin dies.
Yeah.
Like the music choice there was like a very like Nordic kind of sounding song.
It
A very-
was.
and I love that, and it fit the scene so well. And then it transitioned into
Mm-hmm.
Hela coming in, and then more superheroes song, and then
Yeah.
synthwave when they're going back up to Asgard. And there's that fight in the rainbow
Yeah.
thing.
Love
in the
that.
Bifrost.
Mhm.
Is it the Bifrost?
Something, I think so.
I think so.
One of the two. But yeah, I enjoyed a lot of that. I think the one thing, because I rewatched it recently, and you know what? I feel like it's inevitable for MCU films nowadays, is the jokes don't always land, especially upon rewatch.
Name one of the bad jokes, because I actually like every joke in that movie.
It's just like it drags on a bit
Or
too
maybe
much.
okay,
You can tell that there are scenes of improv. A lot of it works. I think Chris
like, man,
Hemsworth.
it's me. I like that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I thought it was, hey, fuck you, bro.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Not all the jokes work, Josh. Okay, but it's still creative enough that it's just like, hey, you don't like this joke? That's fine. Guess what? We're gonna be fucking cool now.
Yeah.
I like that attitude that Taika Waititi has because a lot of directors heavily rely on jokes. Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. Taika Waititi is aware that hey, not all the jokes might land for you because hey, we all have different humor. But guess what? We're going into synth territory. Hey, we have Kate Blanchett as the villain, and she actually has a character.
Yeah.
Wow. It's about time, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's about time we had a Thor villain that was actually charismatic.
Because I remember not thinking she might not be charismatic, but then there's that scene where she's introducing herself to
Yeah.
them. She's like, I am Hela. And then one of Thor's friends is like, whoever you are, begone witch. Whoever I am. Did you listen to a word I said?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I like her now.
Yeah, she's great. Like, I feel like that type of attitude.
I kind of just want to see a what if season 2 where it's just like, if Hela was never banished and Thor and Hela just having a sibling rivalry
Yeah.
of the two of them just dicking around, like the whole scene of like her being like, all right, you're in my seat. I was like, that's kind of cute,
Yeah,
you know?
I like moments like that.
I'm Thor, son of Odin. Really? You don't look like him. We can come to an agreement. You sound like him. I would love to see it. Or like flashbacks of her with Odin.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have like fucked the movie though. I feel like they wouldn't have fit, but I'm happy with what we got in the third Thor movie.
Yeah, and I do agree with you on the new additions, especially Tessa Thompson's character.
Yeah.
I really liked her
Yeah.
in the movie. She's great. That's what I mean. It's like the performances. are, in my opinion, significantly better because of the fact that it's just new people, a new environment, and they're going fresh with
No
it.
Dutch angles.
Yeah, there's no
what a
Dutch
fucking
angles.
relief.
There's no bleach eyebrow.
And
Thors.
also, the visuals were fantastic.
oh yeah, they're
Like
gorgeous.
that scene with the with
dragon.
Hela. Oh, the dragon. There was that scene with the dragon. There were a
Yeah,
lot
man.
of scenes in that where I was like, I would want a framed photo of that. The
Yeah.
dragon about to close its mouth on Thor. The title card. Oh,
Yes.
that title card is my favorite title card
Yeah.
of any movie.
Yeah.
Like the music, the way it was built up. Like the music slowly starting to rise, and then suddenly the Bifrost comes down, the thing's dead, and then all of a sudden it's a Thor Ragnarok thing, the theme's playing. I'm like, yo, what is this, a fucking movie? This is what movies were movies.
Damn, I gotta rewatch Ragnarok again.
I might watch it again tonight.
The thought of it just reminded me, like, man, like, wow, I gotta rewatch it again. Who knows? Maybe I'll like that joke again. Maybe I'll like that improv joke. That was the only thing after watching it twice. I was just like,
I think it could have. The one thing, like the thing that made it really good for me was Chris Hemsworth's performance, saying that. Like when he was saying that, I love the way that he was just telling the story. He's like, "Yes, he's tried to kill me too many times. There was this one time when we were." It kind of sounds like when I talk. And I'm like,
maybe that's why you can relate, Jeff.
and it's like I was
like,
like,
my
the
little
most
brother's like,
obscure
"Bleh,"
thing.
you know?
Like, yeah, I remember this one time my brother did this to me. It's like, yeah, there's one time when we were 8 years old. And he transformed into a snake, and I picked up the snake because I admire snakes. And he turned back into Loki, and he was like, "Yeah, it's me!" And then he stabbed me. We were 8 at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that.
There are moments like that with the relationship where even in the Avengers, it's just like, it's like this Loki just killed this amount of people. It's like, he's adopted.
That's actually my least favorite joke from that movie.
Really?
Yeah,
Our humor is so much different.
it
Josh.
really is. I think I
Holy
really
moly.
noticed that. Like we do
Jeez.
find different things funny.
But you know what?
Because honestly, I've noticed that sometimes to me, my lamer jokes are the ones that get you guys on the ground.
So good, man.
Like that fucking. What did I say in the last episode? Like when you were talking about Jacob.
Oh my God, man.
What did I say? I think I did like a Jamaican accent. And you both
Yeah.
just fell down. I was like, that wasn't even that funny. I've said funnier things already. Am I just not funny? But,
No, the jokes you consider shit are hilarious, and the jokes you consider good are okay. I feel like
Debatable.
maybe my humor's just broken.
Maybe it's just. I feel like it's the people we hang out with.
Yeah.
That's a philosophy thing. Let's not get too deep into that, but because we're coming to the end of this episode, anyways. But Thor Ragnarok was a breath of fresh air that was very much needed.
Truly
and
is.
It immediately became my new favorite film at that time.
Nice.
The moment I saw it, I was like, "This is the best MCU film, bar none." And
Now, where would you rank it now in the MCU films? Like,
okay, that's hard because there's so fucking many. But,
I know, but like
just
you can
off the top of my
tell
head,
there's good ones. Yeah.
Infinity War #1.
Okay.
Honestly, the original Iron Man.
Oh
and then,
yeah, nice.
and then probably Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's definitely
Because I actually am one of the few that I really like Guardians of the Galaxy, but everyone's like, "This is the best MCU film." I'm like, I don't think it's that good.
No, Guardians isn't my favorite. It's definitely, well, Thor Ragnarok is definitely top 5, I think. I think it's under Guardians 1 and 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just like the characters more in Guardians 1 and 2. And who knows, like, maybe I'll watch Ragnarok again.
So yeah, with all that being said, what did you guys think of the Thor films? Do you guys
Yes.
actually like the first 2 films rather than
Yeah.
the third one? Like, did you appreciate that style rather than the funnier one?
Yeah.
Or where do you sit on it, and how would you rank it? By the time this episode comes out, the fourth Thor film will be out. Christopher, what's his name? Christian Bale.
Christian Bale!
as the bad guy.
The bad guy. I can't wait for that.
Natalie Portman's coming back. I'm
Yep.
excited.
Lady Thor.
So we're looking forward to it. Let us know what you guys thought of the movie in the comments, and we will talk to you guys in the next episode.
Next
Peace.
episode. Peace out.